Alrighty, thank you all so much for joining us tonight for Hope for Health. My name is Leah Sweetman, and we have some amazing people sharing some really beautiful testimonies and stories tonight on this Zoom. Again, we're sorry that it started a little bit behind, but we do hope that you all find encouragement for your journeys here, and we are just so thankful and honored to be spending this evening time with you all. So we're going to also have a giveaway at the end of this class. So if you can stick around for it, we would love to be able to spend this evening and get you entered into that giveaway. All right, so this first slide here, oils versus modern medicine. So what is the difference and why does it matter? So just so you guys know, if you go to the doctor and you have a virus, what does the doctor typically tell you to do? Go home, drink lots of water, get lots of rest, because when you have a virus, there's nothing that an antibiotic can do for it. The virus is inside of your cell. The really neat thing, because antibiotics can't go into that cell, but one thing we want you all to learn tonight is how essential oils can go into the cell. Essential oils are able to get in there and help take care of things. They're powerful. They are so just beneficial for your body because they are a plant and they are able to go and communicate with your cells, unlike typical medications and synthetics. So one of the reasons why our supplements that you're going to be learning about are so much more beneficial to bodies is because of the way they can support you on a cellular level. I know that is what has specifically happened in my story that we'll be sharing a little bit more tonight as well.
Think of your wellness like a house. Every house needs a strong foundation. And here, if you look at the doTERRA wellness pyramid, you'll see that at the bottom, we have nutrition, digestion, and we like to add elimination in that line too. Daily movement is part of your health house, but if that foundation is off, you will start noticing cracks in your health, like poor sleep or low immunity. And we always want to start with this foundation because 60 to 70% of our health issues often reduce or disappear once we address that foundational wellness. And so that's what we're going to talk about tonight. Okay, and now you can see this VMG slide. For foundational wellness, when we say that in doTERRA, we mean VMG, E-omegas, and PB Restore. So those are the three products that we're going to talk about. VMG Plus is your vitamins, minerals, and greens. E-omega Plus are omegas for your brain and your heart. And then the PB Restore is for your gut. Okay, and now for VMG Plus. This is one of those products that's just made a huge difference in my life. And I'm trying to see the slide that you're seeing. There it is. Okay, if you can see in my little picture, I'm holding up the VMG box, and this comes with a 30-month supply and little sachets that you can open up. And as you can see on the screen, it's a powder that you just put in water and drink. And believe it or not, it tastes good. It doesn't taste like kale, it tastes like pineapple and mango. And what it does is it fills the nutrient gaps. It supports your digestion. You'll notice energy levels increase, your brain function and clarity, and the reducing in inflammation has been something that's been substantial for me post-COVID. I had a lot of autoimmune issues, pain in my hands, random pains throughout my body, and cannot describe the amount of energy that it's given me. And if you ever heard my whole story, I had COVID 4 times. I'll talk about that again in a few minutes. And so saying that it gave me my energy back is really a badge of honor. This is also great for getting all of your nutrients in, and it promotes regular digestion and gut health. So this is something that I just take first thing in the morning.
Okay, so on to the omegas. I'm going to tell you a little bit about these. I don't know if you can see me in your camera. The E Omega Plus is an essential oil, or it's a complex that has the essential oil wild orange in it that helps, it covers up the fish because this is made out of Norwegian fish oil. And so, but the thing is, because they add in the wild orange, it does two things. It covers completely up the fishy anything with it, and it helps your body absorb it. So how these help you, inflammation, you can see on the screen, they fight inflammation. And I can tell you right now, one of my biggest testimonies with these products is the pain that I was suffering from in my shoulder joints and in my hips, just throbbing or aching, making it just very difficult for sleep and movement. So I am confident that these have helped that. Lowers your risk for chronic disease, heart health. Okay. They help lower your blood pressure. Ladies, let me tell you, I don't know, sorry if we have men here. Let me tell you, my blood pressure, I wasn't even trying to work on my blood pressure. But my blood pressure went from 110 over 80 down, just like I randomly went to my annual checkup just a couple of weeks ago, and my blood pressure was 108 over 62. So my bottom number on my blood pressure had dropped by like 18 points, and I was ecstatic. My doctor was ecstatic. So anyway, they definitely help lower your blood pressure and reduce your triglycerides and keep your arteries flexible. They're great for brain health. If you guys want to see it, I can open this up. It builds your brain and supports your brain, your memory, your focus. This is what one pill looks like. And you take 3 every day, and it gives you 9,000 milligrams of omega 3s, which is what your body needs to combat the omega 6s that we have. I don't know if that's on the next slide, but we'll see. It can help with anxiety, depression, but our bodies, the most important thing that you know is our bodies cannot naturally make this. We only can get it through the foods that we eat or the supplements that we take. So, as you can see on here, it is known, tested over and over for decreasing that resting heart rate. And 500 milligrams are recommended of this. We can get these oil, or these omegas through the things that we eat, but how much fish can a person eat in one day? For one, it's expensive on your budget. It comes in avocados, it comes in nuts and some different things, but this is just so much simpler because you can take 3 of these and have your 9,000 milligrams and your everything is covered. So those omegas are just wonderful.
And the last product that it's kind of part of our foundational wellness is called PB Restore. And this is our pre, pro, and post biotics. So you guys can kind of see over there in the image on the screen, the capsules. They look kind of funky and different, and that's because they are double encapsulated. And they are double encapsulated because they have a time release delivery system. And this allows a portion of the capsule to dissolve in your stomach and the rest to actually make it to your gut, which is where it needs to be. So the unique method that it delivers ensures billions of healthy intestinal flora are effectively delivered into your digestive system. So everybody can benefit from a good probiotic, and this is the best one that I have personally used because it's actually getting where it needs to go. But just some side notes: prebiotics feed the good bacteria in our gut. Probiotics are the good bacteria, and postbiotics are beneficial compounds made by those bacteria. But you can see too just signs and symptoms of an unhealthy gut. So if you're experiencing any of these, maybe like just add it, drop it in the chat really quick, but I will just list a few. Gas, bloating, constipation, food intolerances, autoimmune disease, fatigue, sleep issues, weight fluctuations, frequent infections, anxiety, depression, mood changes, memory and concentration. So a lot of times when people are not feeling well, they kind of fall into some of these categories, and that is why it's so important to have a healthy microbiome, but also a healthy gut, so that those symptoms can decrease.
Oh, that's me again. Okay. So the MetaPower Advantage is our collagen, and it also has what is called NMN. It has 9 different types of marine collagen, and it is 12 times more absorbable than other brands. Just going to show you real fast what it looks like. I mix this up of an evening and I drink it because they told me that it was better for my hormones that way. It is freeze dried. So it goes in, and the freeze drying keeps it fresher. And so when you add it to the water, it makes it, it activates it and just keeps it for us longer. I have my testimony on this collagen is, and that's about all the water that I use. Since college, I think my hair has been thinning. And I'm 45. So like a lot of years of dealing with this. I've been to the doctor multiple times, had my labs drawn, all the things. I've tried lots of treatments and shampoos and supplements and all of the things. And I kind of just gave up and said, okay, my doctor says it's just hereditary and I just am out of luck. My hair was thinning. You could see my scalp. I would have to cover my scalp to protect it from sunburn all the time, et cetera, et cetera. So I've been taking this collagen for 4 months since May. And the other day, I've just been getting a lot of compliments on my hair from different people. Oh my goodness, your hair. And the other day we were out at my son's baseball games and I was talking to my husband and I said, does my scalp look like I totally got it burnt? And he's like, no, remember, I can't see your scalp anymore. And I was like, oh, wow, that's awesome. So it's helping. It's working when nothing else did. This helps with your joints, your connective tissue. So I'm certain that this is working in great conjunction with this on my inflammation, on my joints, on all the things. The NMM repairs your aging cells and it reduces your wrinkles, and it can actually reverse your cell age. Evens out blood sugar spikes and crashes and shrinks fat cells. Who doesn't need that? I do know that this is also part of our we have some weight loss, our weight management tools within doTERRA, and this is a part of it. So that's really exciting. People have noticed improvements from their eyesight, their energy, their pain, their mobility, neuropathy, sleep, skin, hair growth, mood, etc. So I'm just really excited about this.
I love that. I am so grateful for targeted solutions. So, like, we've recapped just a little bit here on foundational wellness, like having your vitamins, your minerals, your greens, having your E omegas, having your gut health through your PB Restore with your pre, pro, and postbiotics. Those are foundational things that your body can actually use, and then it can help heal itself. It can help to feel better again. And then there's some areas, because they say foundational wellness satisfies about 70% of a lot of people's issues. And then you have about this 30% that might need a little bit more support. So doTERRA has so many neat other solutions to step alongside of you in your wellness journey, like the collagen. So thank you so much, Amy, for sharing your testimony with that. I'll tell you all really quickly. In my journey, I came into doTERRA in my 11th month after the death of my son. And emotionally, I was at the lowest place in my life. And I didn't want to, honestly, I didn't have much enthusiasm for living, but I have 5 other children that I needed to be here for. And I had a care package come and I started taking doTERRA's adaptive supplement. And the adaptive supplement, which is not right in front of me, so I apologize, but it is a pill. It is pill form. Thank you, Trina. She's showing it. But that adaptive supplement, it didn't take a month, it didn't take a week, it didn't take even a full couple of days to make a huge impact in my emotional and mental health. So it's like a calming blend. It is really good for people with ADHD, anxiety, and for me, it was very life-giving for depression. It gave me room to feel feelings other than just depression. I will never, ever be okay that my son ran ahead of me to heaven, but I need to be here for the other 5 kids. And it's very beautiful to have support because sometimes our circumstances cannot change, but it is great to have hope in your health and hope to be able to have support for your body when circumstances aren't easy to change. So, we're going to keep going with a few more targeted solutions and testimonials. So I'm excited for everyone to be able to hear a few of those testimonies tonight. So thank you for hearing mine.
Hey, Leah, I was gonna say if you want, you can stop screen sharing if you want it to be able to see people's faces that are sharing their
Yes,
testimonials.
thank you. Thank you for that. So hi, I'm Leah. If you didn't see that before, but yes, thank you for that reminder, Christy.
I'm going to share about Copaiba, but first I just wanted to show the adaptive and just say I also benefited greatly from adaptive. I had been depressed for a couple of years, tried many things, and now I've been able to replace an antidepressant with adaptive, and I take that twice a day, morning and night. It's not, you're not, it's not addictive, and you can take as many as you want. I mean, you could take 2 in the morning and 2 at night if you needed a little extra support. So it's nice to have that extra support. And what I'm going to talk about today is Copaiba. When I first learned about Copaiba, I learned that it actually enhances the benefit of other oils and other supplements. So that means that if I pair it with lavender, it brings a deeper calm. And if combining it with adaptive can help lower stress even more significantly. And if you pair it with serenity, then it can support your restful night of sleep. As I said earlier, I had COVID 4 times, and I just was so unhealthy and tired. And as my body became calmer and healthier on foundational wellness, I started to notice what the other cracks in my foundation were. And I started also to just have the desire and ability to try to exercise again. Before, if I would walk a mile, sometimes it would take a lot out of me for the day or for 2 or 3 days. So it was hard to even make myself exercise. But once I was on foundational wellness for a few months, I just slowly gained um, some health momentum. I just felt the strength, and my sister started coaching me to do a couch to 5K. I just wanted to see if I could run again and start getting healthier. And I started really small, like run 1 minute, walk 1 minute. Um, but what I noticed, it was slow and it was a little hard. 8 weeks in, I was still struggling to breathe afterward. And if anyone here has had post-COVID, you know, you just feel short of breath from climbing the stairs or from doing anything, and it ebbs and it flows. If you're tired, it can be worse, but it's confusing. And so I had learned recently that this can be linked to myocarditis or inflammation of the heart muscle, which happens to a lot of people post-COVID. So because of this ongoing inflammation and some lingering anxiety, felt like my depression was under control, but I still felt anxious. I decided about a month and a half ago to start taking Copaiba twice a day, morning and night. And the difference was almost immediate. And very interestingly, no one had told me to do this, but I noticed I could breathe easier after my runs. Um, it wasn't just short-term pain relief, it felt like full body, long-term support for my health. And I noticed it didn't go backwards. Um, I was just getting stronger and stronger. And literally every time I'm like, why am I not out of breath after I run? So my doctor explained the myocarditis thing to me. And then at convention, we all just traveled out to Utah a couple of weeks ago. We learned even more because doTERRA did a bunch of research that showed copaiba's essential oil contains caryophyllene, BCP, which interacts with the CB2 receptors in the body. These support a healthy inflammatory response, balanced immune function, mood regulation, and the nervous system, which I think was part of how I originally was wanting it to help me, and it went even deeper. So all of these without any psychoactive effects or anything that you become addicted to. Clinical studies also showed that taking copaiba soft gels twice daily can support those healthy inflammatory and immune responses and encourage, might have already said, no, encourage the gut microbiome balance and just generally quality of life, like sleeping better and mobility and everyday discomfort. So some people told me originally take it in place of an ibuprofen, and I still recommend that, but it does even more. So for me, copaiba has been more than just an oil or just a supplement. It's a key to calming my body and supporting this recovery post-COVID and just helping me move forward in health.
I love that. Thank you for sharing. And Christy, you have some testimonials too.
Yeah, so I'm going to talk about our Serenity. And I just have two of the products up here with me. This is the Serenity Soft Gels. And then this one is actually the Serenity Stick. But they have an oil as well that is part of the Serenity system. And for me, I had a lot of issues with sleep. So that was my biggest thing was being able to get to sleep, so having my mind rest, but also just being able to stay asleep. And I was so desperate that I was reaching for all sorts of things just to try to get some sleep. Because if you've ever had sleep issues, then you usually have anxiety too, because then you get anxiety about not being able to sleep. It's wonderful. And so for me, just to kind of piggyback on the adaptive and the copaiba, if you are somebody who really struggles with sleep or you are going through a season where there's maybe some type of a traumatic experience that you've gone through that you know you're going to have trouble with sleep, it's called the trifecta. So it's actually one Serenity, one copaiba, and also one adaptive. You can take all three. And what I can tell you is that I personally love all of those, or even just the Serenity by itself, because it does not make you feel groggy. Even if you only get like 4 hours of sleep for whatever reason, if for some reason your body just cannot relax and rest, or you only have that many hours that you can get before you wake up, you still wake up feeling normal. So you don't ever, it's not gonna knock you out like a Tylenol PM, or maybe have you have these odd dreams like melatonin, melatonin sometimes does for people. It is just a way, and I always tell people, like, I like to take mine a couple hours before I want to go to bed because it helps my body to relax. So like I said, it's not going to just knock you out right away as soon as you take it. It's going to help your body to relax. And then the stick, the Serenity Stick, it kind of almost looks like a little deodorant stick. I like to rub it on my wrist, on my palms, because I sleep with my hands by my palms, on my neck, along my back, like in my arms, feet, all of those things. And then I do like to diffuse the Serenity oil too, but I've also diffused adaptive oil before because adaptive actually has an oil blend of that too. And what I've noticed is that because I wore a tracker, I'm getting more restorative sleep. Whereas before I wasn't dreaming, I wasn't getting that deep sleep. So instead of just getting light all night long, now I can see like my cycles where I'm actually getting REM and deep sleep, which sleep is so important for our bodies because that's where all of our restorative healing happens, and we need that deep sleep. So, and for me, even if I do wake up in the middle of the night, because usually I do because I have to go to the bathroom, instead of coming back to my bed and starting to have racing thoughts or like my body thinking, bing, you're awake, it's time to start the day, I'm able to just like put my head back on my pillow and fall asleep within a few minutes, which is huge because I was having so many troubles. And I know if you are one of those people having troubles, you completely get what I'm talking about. So it has been very, very, very wonderful. But just to give you like, that's my personal experience, but just to kind of talk about like a couple of the key ingredients that are in it so you know why it's working. Lavender essential oils is one of them, and doTERRA has done clinical studies on this product because ingesting lavender oil, so when you take your Serenity Soft Gel, it has lavender in it. It helps calm the nervous system and promotes relaxation and sleep. And then it also has L-theanine, I think is how you say that. And that lowers your amino acids and the stress by increasing the concentration of GABA in the brain, which supports relaxation and better sleep. And then there's also tart cherry, and that's a natural source of melatonin because our bodies actually produce melatonin, right? And that helps you to fall asleep faster, stay asleep longer, and then improve your overall, sleep quality. So it also has some other additional blends in there as well. But it just shows you that, these oils, and I think that's what's so important. The oils are in a lot of our supplements and they're able to access our bodies in a way that our bodies know how to use them versus, some of these other synthetics that maybe we've tried before, our bodies just don't recognize them. But just for some encouragement words too, there's other things that are available for sleep as well, because that's the thing, like, that I'm sure some of these other people have been using oils and using the different supplements, that different things work for different people's bodies, right? We're not all cookie cutters. So there's some additional things that you could talk to about, with your advocate that invited you to be able to explore as well.
I love that. Let me get the screen share back on, Christy, so you can show a couple more really important things that we want to talk to you guys about tonight. One quick second, y'all. Sorry.
I think Amy has one more thing, Leah.
Oh, I'm sorry. Amy, go for it.
I was gonna say, do you, Amy? Because I think she did the Meta Power and it was just put in earlier. So I
All
think we're
good.
good.
Sorry.
Yes.
Amy's like,
I think I've
I'll
covered
do
it.
it. I'll say what you got me to say. She was ready, y'all. She was ready. I
Well,
love it. Okay.
I will add, because like back over, you think of things that you forgot to say.
Yeah.
I have had lower back pain. I mentioned my joints and my hips. And I have had lower back pain since having the kids. And I have gone to the chiropractor and, done massage, done different things. And I just kind of thought, this is kind of what I have to live with. And I'm learning that it has to be inflammation, because that lower back pain is like 98% gone. And if any of you struggle with back pain, and I mean, it wasn't debilitating most of the time for me. It was just one of those things that is just constantly there. It's a reminder. You're sitting in the car and you're driving and it hurts and you just are uncomfortable. And sometimes it bothers your sleep, that sort of thing, and you can't get comfortable. It's just, it's gone. Almost gone. Like, I can't say, it's perfect, but it's so much less. And so I do something called thermography instead of mammography, which is really cool. And I won't explain all that, but it shows the inflammation in your body on the camera, on the screen. And I cannot wait to get my next one done so I can share it with you guys, so I can show you like before and after, because I just know my inflammation is so down from these products. So
I love that. We have so much that's really truly hope for health. And I'm so thankful that we have found these tools and that we get to share them with you all, because they've been life-giving and life-changing in such a short period of time.
Okay, so as we're kind of starting to wrap up our Zoom, don't go away because we're actually going to be doing a giveaway and explain a couple of things too that Leah will be shifting over. But we did want to just kind of share a little bit about the company just so people know. doTERRA is a $2.5 billion debt-free company, which is pretty rare these days. They have 59% of customers ordering monthly because they love the product and are actually seeing results. Because customers are ordering monthly, we as advocates do not need to go out and find a bunch of new customers every single month. We love being able to help each person on an individual basis and walk their health journey with them, and together, right? Because we're all on this journey of health. And as a lot of brick and mortar and direct sales companies are failing, doTERRA's actually has had like their biggest sales month was last December of 2024. And we all just love making an impact on people's lives. And then something else I wanted to say too is that, what is really great with doTERRA is they have really created a bridge between modern and holistic medicine. And we have a huge team of both MDs and holistic practitioners who work together on the research of our products, product development, and education. So a lot of this stuff has clinical research behind it and science, which I'm in the medical field, so I just love and geek out on that. But I also love that you are able to bridge those two worlds because medicine is important sometimes. But there's a lot of things that, you can help get to the root cause and stuff like that with going an alternative route.
Thank you so much. So let me double check this next slide here. Is this you, Christy? Are you wanting to go through this or do you want me to? Either way. Okay.
You can go ahead if you want, doesn't matter.
Okay, awesome. So I'm going to go ahead and stop the recording because we're going to put in a survey in the chat, right? So let me go ahead and stop this recording. And
I'll put the survey in the chat now.
Sounds awesome. When you go into doTERRA as a new customer, you have so many things that are available to you. And I love that they are doubling up on some incentives right now because we have an extra promotion code for you all. Stopping the recording.